This is the King 5 High School Sports Blitz, brought to you by Dairy Gold. Now, the Silver Sow winner for Prep Sports, Paul Sylvie.
All right, Tony White, all fired up. This is the season opener for season 2 of the High School Sports Blitz. We got a lot to get to. For the next half hour or so, we'll bring you as many highlights as we possibly can. For the fans of fashion, we bring you our first jersey. This is from Lane Dow. Can you get that okay? Yeah, Lane Dow from Bremerton West High School. This is way back in the day, the magical seasons of Bremerton West. Thank you, Lane, for getting us started on the right foot. A little throwback Friday, if you will. Kent Ridge Chargers also sent us a jersey. We're going to get to those in a few. We like to wear as many jerseys as we can on the air. So send them our way, and we will send them back to you when we're done wearing them, okay? And make them as big as possible. Obviously, that's what's best for this guy right here. The bigger, the better. All right, if you have pictures, highlights from any game you're at, send them to us. You can tweet them to us, hashtag K5 Sports, and we'll work them in the show every chance we get for sure. It's a big participation show. We're counting on you. We're counting on our photographers to get to the highlights, and we're going to show you where we've been tonight. From north to south, here are the towns and cities we're in or over tonight. Over, keyword there. 11 places around the Sound, from Everett to the Plateau, Seattle down to Olympia. There's a lot of action on the way, so let's do this. Monroe and Meadowdale having a go at Edmonds Stadium. Isaiah Lewis takes it up the gut for the Bearcats and a touchdown. Monroe opens up a bigger lead on the return by Efton Chisholm, the third. The Bearcats fired up in the opener. Back comes Meadowdale. The big gainer here, Austin Goulet. No, I hope it's Goulet. It's Goulet. What else can it be? That's a cool name. Austin Goulet down to the 3. The Mavs on the doorstep. Hunter Moen gets him into the end zone with the strike right here to Jackson Foltz. 3-yard touchdown for the Mavs. But this one really is all Monroe. Lewis goes over again one more time for the Monroe Bearcats. And we're going to show it to you as Monroe gets the win, 62-21. Puyallup Vikings on the road, taking on the Vikings of Curtis. Good effort here from Puyallup. Quarterback Jacob Holcomb hits Darius Morrison going the other way. Holcomb rolls left, Morrison going right, picks up a block, and then Morrison with a little spin move, and off he goes into the end zone, and Vikings are looking good early. Curtis quarterback Ethan Gilbert goes to the air as well. Gilbert sees Taj Moffitt near the end zone, and he's got him. Touchdown Curtis. Isaiah Fields does a lot of the groundwork for Curtis. He gets a sandwich here, loses his helmet, but that's about it. Nothing serious. He picks it up and goes back to work because a few plays later they need him to finish the job. Takes the handoff. He's in for the touchdown. In the end, is Puyallup outlasting Curtis in this one, 33-24. Linwood and Ballard, the Beavs, opening up a 26-point lead. Shiloh Taze down the sideline, throws the stiff arm right here. He is mammoth. Good pick there. And here we go. Eric Peters with the pick. Ryan Blocker hits Ian Crocker for the big gainer. Ballard holds on to win this one, 26-21, the final. Let's head off to Olympia for skylights, a bird's eye view of Capitol and River Ridge. Cougars quarterback Grant Erickson looking for Jack Collard. He makes a great diving catch near the sideline, but can't get a foot down and make it count. A little later, the two try to make it work again. Erickson throws to Collard near the sideline. Collard, quick first move, and he finds plenty of room down the sideline for a touchdown this time. A bird's eye view of this game, and hey, a gratuitous view of Mount Rainier because we're up there. Why not? Capitol wins this one 20-15.
It's time for the big game of the week, brought to you by Dairy Gold.
All right, it's going to be 6 choices per week for the big game. And, no bots, no cheating this year. We kind of finally got this thing under control. We're on to you, people, all right? From the computer-savvy folks, we got you. All right, it's Sumner and Bonney Lake. That's the big game tonight. Chris Egan joins us live from Sumner. And, Chris, how'd it go down there?
A big crowd on hand for the big game, and how about the view tonight? Mount Rainier looking good. Sumner strikes first. Senior quarterback Luke Ross with the perfect throw to Austin Grandal for the 20-yard touchdown. Trey Weed having a big night for the Spartans. Second quarter, it's Ross to Weed, and Sumner leads it 28-0. The Spartans cheer staff keeping plenty busy tonight. I too was keeping busy reading the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's back to school. You got to pick up those books and read again. Bonney Lake gets a big play from their defense. Braden Tresler gets the pick, and he is gone. 53 yards for the touchdown. The Panther crowd is loving it. Unfortunately, the Panthers had no answer for Weed. He scores twice more in the second quarter. Weed had 5 touchdowns on the night. The senior showing off some nice moves here down the sidelines. It's 42-6 Sumner at the half. After a little dance party, it is back to the big game. Bonney Lake getting back on the board. Caden Hammond to Cody Coffey. But that would be it for the Panthers on this night. Sumner wins it 49-13. Celebration time for the Spartans as they win their 5th straight Sunset Bowl.
It was a huge win tonight. Shout out to my team. I mean, my line was blocking great. Defense was on fire. I mean, coaches doing great all around. It was just a super fun game. It was hyped up, high energy, and yeah, it's just awesome.
All right. Chris Egan, thank you for that report. We'll get back to Chris a little bit later on. To enhance your high school viewing experience, it's the Big Game Replay. For those of you at the big game or fans who can't be there, we're turning around the best plays from the game, and moments later you can see them on the King 5 Sports Twitter and Instagram pages. It's a pretty cool little feature, so follow us at King 5 Sports. The big game does not wait. One ends, the next begins. Here's a look at the nominees for Week 2 of the high school football season. Voting is underway on the King5.com high school page. Vote with your phones, tablets, and computers, and use all the browsers. All right. Great from the Kamiak Band, a little music for you, a little musical interlude, if you will. The Kent Ridge Chargers in the house tonight, the losers tonight to TJ, but again, we appreciate Eric Anderson and the guys at Kentwood High School, or Kent Ridge High School, I should say, for contributing and the mail in a jersey. In fact, as a matter of fact, I'm going to wear this jersey every show until someone sends me a new one. So let's just put that challenge out there right now. I promise I'll send it back to you and make them as bigger the better. This one obviously is not as big as I would like. All right, if you watch a Big Bang Theory, you know Howard's mother is only heard and not seen on that program. Same thing here. Out at the Highline and Nathan Hale tonight, it's Daniela with the story.
Night Sports Blitz at Nathan Hale. Nathan Hale Raiders take on the Highline Pirates. The Raiders are set to dominate the Pirates. The Pirate cheerleaders are ready to cheer their team on to victory. The Pirates come out of the gate strong in the first quarter. Number 3, Ricky Castell throws to number 44, Deshaun Stevens. Stevens is at the 30, the 25, the 20. He goes in for the touchdown. Pirates up 6-0. The Pirates go for a 2-point conversion to spice it up. Castell passes it off to Robert Jatar for the extra 2 points. Pirates lead it 8-0. It's the Raiders' ball now. Nathan Hale cheerleaders ready to cheer their team on to get some points on the board. The Pirates punt to number 17, Chris Petro, picks it up and runs it back to the 30. Nathan Hale quarterback number 13, Natal Tishima, passes to Kamar Mims for a Raiders touchdown. Nathan Hale wins it 35-20.
All right, let's crank this thing up. Everybody's fired up for the first weekend of high school football. Let's check out Kentwood and Glacier Peak. Conks quarterback Nathan Laborde hits Skylar Benson over the middle, and you can forget it. Look at the wheels on this guy. Benson takes it to the house for an early lead. The Grizzlies have their own air attack. A perfect pass here. Right out to Bo Burns down the sideline, and he hauls it in for a big gain. Another nice play coming from the Grizzlies. Do a nice job keeping the play alive here, rolling right. Look up in the sun. The football comes right out of the glare and into the hands of David Castro. Great catch in the back of the end zone. The Wood keeps it going through the air. Laborde hits Jacob Cron, and he's off and running. Another catch and run for the Conks. It's what you do after the catch. Kentwood goes on to beat Glacier Peak 58-29. Lakewood and Clover Park at Harry Lang. Not much working for Clover Park tonight. Nice completion, but not much else. Lakewood on the hand here with the big Knights. Look at the big Gavin right there. That run will go for more than 60. Jared Taylor then pushes across for the touchdown, and then the defense does the work. Blake Funston, a little pick. Lakewood rolls to the victory. The final on this one, 42-0. Bothell and Woodinville, senior quarterbacks, UW commit Jacob Sermon, Woodinville's Jaden Sheffy. This should be a good one. Woodinville strikes first. Safety followed by this. Sheffy to Nash Fouch. 30-yard touchdown, 9-0 Falcons. Next drive, Sheffy to Fouch again. Watch Nash just take off on this one. Makes the grab and takes off. 70 yards across the field and down to the end zone. Woodinville 22-0 in the second. Bothell got one back though. Sermon to Devicius Wilson. Sermon, again, the future Husky, trying to rally the Bothell Cougars. It's 22-7 at halftime. Wilson tried to keep them going. Let's go! But Woodinville runs away with it after halftime. Brett Akamas gets one here. A dominating performance. Falcons win it big, 36-14. The final, Woodinville, one of the favorites to really make a deep run in the playoffs. Joining us for a little something special from that game is Alex Rozier, who covered it. Alex, what you got?
It was a lot of fun.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah,
where's your jersey?
Exactly. I need a jersey. Let's get somebody.
I got something.
Oh, how about this?
Archbishop sent us a jersey. It's the new compression jersey. I tried this on with no one around last night.
Yeah, I don't think
it was tighter than this one.
You know, this is the closest I've been to a football jersey right here.
That looks
what do you
good,
think,
man.
Sylvie?
That's a good look, man.
Hey, let me tell you what we're doing here. We're on Snapchat, King5 Seattle. Add us on Snapchat. We pulled out our story tonight from the Bothell-Woodinville game. This was, perfect night. We're out at Pop Keeney, and they were actually filling the boot for Texas, helping the Texas Floods. Everyone's talking about the quarterbacks. You got Sheffy and Sermon. But let me tell you something. We got to ask you, who's the best dressed here? These people came to play. We got Bothell. We have Woodinville.
Nice.
I kind of give the edge to Woodinville. I got to be honest. And Woodinville was. Let's see how we get. It was a lot of Woodinville tonight. Let me tell you, Bothell, the fans were quiet. It was 22-0 at one point midway through the second, Paul.
But you gotta love going to Pop Keeney, man, because the Bothell fans, the Woodinville fans, they always turn out and they always dress like it's Halloween.
Right.
Always.
He brought good atmosphere out there tonight. You had the band on the field. They were playing at halftime. It was 22-7 when they went to the break. But this is the guy, Jaden Sheffy, who was all Sheffy tonight. They got a great start to the season.
Look, are you in his face right there?
I'm right there. That's what we do.
Yeah.
On the Snapchat story, that's how we bring it on a Friday night, all right?
That was good, man. I thought that, we talked a little bit earlier, and I told you that, I talked to Bothell earlier in the week, and Tom Bader's always got a great program there. But he even said Woodinville's a favorite to win the King-Co 4A, and they're one of the favorites to go deep. So he kind of knew what he was up against tonight. So a tough challenge for Bothell. Congratulations to Woodinville Falcons getting out to a big win to start the season.
A lot of fun to be back.
Well, you got to keep tell you what, I'll give you like 5 minutes to get into that jersey. We'll make a little contest out of it.
Hey, add us on Snapchat, King5 Seattle.
There you go.
We'll do this every week.
Promoting. All right.
Exactly.
All right, time now for a look at some scores. Let's take a look at this week's scores and get after Eatonville over Elma 50. Christian shuts out Bellingham in a low-scoring game. Chief South all over Evergreen tonight. Stadium 41, Stellicum 14 in the evening. Snohomish 38, Marysville Pilchuck 22. Cascade Christian a winner over Ording. Like the way we're racing through these. Cedro Willie, you owe me a football jersey. I talked about it all last season. I'm going to start it up again. Send that jersey. Get the Cubs on TV. All right, Kentwood. We talked. Watch Hugel. 26-21 over Linwood. We keep those scores rolling. We get as many as we possibly can on the air. Bethel a winner tonight. Arlington over Redmond 26-13. Enumclaw, the Hornets get a win over White River. Chimacum over Nia Bay. Just keep going. I'll just sit here. Tahoma 6-point winner over Federal. You told me that was the last one, Tony. Last one. Tumwater over.
We're the Caniac Knights, and you're watching High School Sports Blitz on King5.com.
The cheerleading squad. We always got to get the cheerleaders on if we possibly can. Tonight, Beavers. Look at that field. New black turf for the first game of the season against the Rochester Warriors. The Beavers wearing their new black jerseys to match, while the Warriors battle it out in white. Warriors ball. Warriors at the 7-yard line. Bryce Lawler to Enrique Sanchez. Now they have the crowd's attention. The Warriors inches away from the zone right here. They go for the quarterback sneak. Referee says no good. Stuffed. To get some more points on the board, the Warriors go for the field goal. Why not? You always can trust the kickers. There's the kick, and it's good. Oh, no good? Really? No good? Sanchez kicks just short. Beavers take the ball. Miles Cannon at the 36-yard line takes the snap. Nowhere to go. And then, of course, some more action here. Cannon with the deep pass to Jace Griffiths. It's a touchdown there. So everything's looking good. I love that field, by the way. Rochester Warriors win this one 23-20. Tenino looking sweet. Back to Edmonds Stadium. The Warriors of Edmonds-Woodway taking on the Timberwolves of Jackson. We'll give the Warriors cheerleaders a shout out. Yes, here's a lucky catch to start the season. Look at the deflection. This ball gets tipped right to a T-Wolves receiver, and he'll take it. Why not? A little opening night luck. Jonathan Navarro takes the pitch before Brian Sarnowski and company drop the hammer right here, forcing the fumble. The Warriors try to get something going on the ground. Dominic Lawrence breaks off a nice run. If you're wondering where all the touchdowns are, so are we. And maybe even the coaches on both sides. Warriors get a field goal and eventually score the only touchdown in this game. Lots of defense. Edmonds-Woodway wins it 10-0. A field goal that did make it. All right, why is it the big game? Because we get to see Chris Egan twice during this program. He joins us once again from Sumner. And Chris, this looked like a good matchup, but then kind of got away from Bonney Lake in this one. Go ahead, Chris.
It did, Paul. And by the way, I asked executive producer Tony White if I could appear 3 times, and he said no, just twice. So, but it remains the big game, and here I am. Paul, they call it the big game. It's also called the Sunset Bowl when Sumner faces off against Bonney Lake. This is the 12th time that they have played the Sunset Bowl. Sumner has now won it 7 times. They've won it the last 5 straight times. So Sumner's rolling in this game. Coach Keith Ross knows it's a long season. He knows it's a marathon, but he also knows it's great to start the year off with a win over your rival.
Yeah. Well, another big night and another big performance from your team. Talk about tonight's win.
Oh, it's great. You know, as a coach, you always want to get that first victory. You want to see how your team's going to respond to another opponent. We needed to see how our young kids were going to respond. All our DBs were sophomores. I think we had 3 interceptions by them. We got a lot of backups in. We got a great crowd, great atmosphere. It was a great night.
Let's start with your defense, because I know a lot of people are going to look at the points and look at your son and Trey Weed and the night they had, but they've got a pretty good running back over there, and you guys stopped him right away.
Well, we knew that Adam Fossil was going to be their team, so that was our focal point. And, you know, we're good on defense. We're physical and we're fast and we're tough, and you know, tonight's just an example of how it's going to be.
Trey Weed said his quarterback was just throwing some dimes tonight. I know he had an early pick, shook it off, came back, made some huge plays. Tell me about the play of Luke tonight.
That was great. You know, Luke's gone from just kind of a game manager to a legit quarterback. You know, he's won 23 games as a high school quarterback. Tonight he showed pocket presence. He escaped the pocket, made throws on the run. You know, he's one of the best quarterbacks, you know, in the state.
Luke, he's just leading the field all over the place, leading on and off the field. He's dropping dimes tonight, and he's been a great leader.
Trey Weed, meanwhile, he's running it, he's catching it. He was doing a little bit of everything tonight, wasn't it? Interception. You know, on his birthday, I'm told.
It's his birthday. And, you know, Trey Weed, I say every year, they always rate people ahead of Trey. They're faster. They score better at combines. But if you want to talk about Friday night football, find me a better athlete than Trey Weed.
Trey Weed, pretty good. 5 touchdowns tonight, 1 interception, and oh yeah, happy birthday, Trey Weed. He gets 5 touchdowns for the Big 5, King 5. All right, we've heard from the coach, we've heard from the star, we've seen the players, but we've got much more here from the big game. We see it through the eyes, through the lens of our own Taylor Mir Fendereski. Great stuff from Taylor. Great stuff from photojournalist Tate Miller tonight. And I got to give a shout out, Paul, tonight to Milt running the truck tonight. By the way, Sumner gave me the keys. They said, lock up the stadium tonight. We love you, Egan. So I'm locking everything up tonight. And Paul, those photos from Taylor, they're on Twitter. My phone's been blowing up all night long. It's hot because some great pics on Twitter tonight. My hands are red hot, too. I've been catching balls all night long.
Listen, you just catching that football there reminds me of what you tried to do pregame tonight. Tell me a little bit about the incident of some young man beating you in an obstacle course.
Paul, you throw the word out, try. There was no try tonight. I did it. They said, go to the obstacle course. I had my Lululemon pants on tonight, Paul. I wore the King 5 yellow jacket so I could honor King 5 TV. It was a little hotter than I thought tonight. I had a microphone, I had an IFB on, and I got through the obstacle course, Paul, faster than anybody has over the past 20 years at the Sunset Bowl.
Football team. Here he comes out. We're now live with Colt McDaniel taking it on. Colt McDaniel's off. Here he goes. This is where Colt excels. Chris, worried about that hamstring. Injured.
Gasping for air. What happens when you hit the tackling dummy?
Right, looks like Colt's got a commanding lead. He took out the bench.
When I hit the tackling dummy, I think I nailed it, Paul. In fact, I was told that Jason Silbaugh, the Bonney Lake coach, saw that video and asked me to play tonight. I made a quick call to Puyallup High School. They said I'm out of eligibility. Mike Heward said, you're done. You can't play tonight, so I did not play in the game tonight.
All right. Listen, man, that was funny.
That's all I got for you.
That was really funny, but the guys you had announcing that play-by-play were awesome, too, so give them a tip of the cap when you see them for sure.
You got it. Yeah, Brett McDaniel, Brandon Bakke, they work here at Sumner. They did a great job, and they've been awesome. I tell you what, Paul, we love the big games. It is tough to top the atmosphere when you come down here for Bonney Lake and Sumner. They always put on a great show, and they wanted to send a big shout-out to you for doing this high school football. You and your Tony White and Joel Knipp, you guys have been all over this for a couple decades now, and they love it down here.
Yeah, well, they turned out the vote for sure, man. They got right in on the first big game of the season. So, all right, thank you, Chris. We'll look forward to next week's big game with Chris Egan. All right, now to your pictures. We want to see what you're doing out at your games, and you can send us your pictures via the Twitter or Instagram, hashtag K5 Blitz. Don't forget to follow K5 Blitz on Snapchat. Let's have a look. That's it. I guess it's all you sent us. So we're looking for a lot more than that. So we'll try next week. All right, now to our mentoring program. Last year we did a pretty cool thing. We had the middle school, Stewart Middle School in Tacoma, breaking out their cameras. The kids went out there. They shot games as best they could. We didn't know what we were going to get. And it turned out they shot some pretty good games for us last year. Talented kids for sure. Tonight it is Port Angeles and Mount Tahoma.
Go fly, win and 2, 8, 3. O-T-E.
All right, to Port Angeles now. We get after it. The Rough Riders taking on the Mount Tahoma T-Birds. Nate Drake takes a snap, but it's too high, and it bounces back. T-Birds' Isaiah Choon picks it up, but it's taken down. Rough Rider Tyler Bowen there. Port Angeles to the ball again. Chris Gutersman takes it, goes to the left. Ian Moen. Ball gets knocked out. Mount Tahoma's Nuelva Moego. Tackled at the 50-yard line. Nice little play, though. Another nice play coming from the Roughnecks. Rough Riders punt. T-Birds Josiah Penn catches. He goes right, left. Got it all working there. He's all alone, so he takes it in for a touchdown. Great little piece of running. Great vision. Mount Tahoma.
Why you run like that?
Nothing. All right.
Let's take a look now at the Thursday action. A show of unity between Archbishop Murphy and Garfield. And then it's time for these two teams to kick off the season. Bring it on. The Wildcats get on the board early. Victor Gabales with a quick pass to Kyler Gordon. He motors right through the middle of the Bulldogs defense and in for a touchdown. Ensuing kickoff, watch this. Jovan McConaughey gets drilled by Gordon. Bang! This guy lights up scoreboards and opponents. Clean hit by Gordon. You can see it is shoulder to shoulder, but the force sends that helmet flying. The Wildcats build a 21-0 lead. Gordon on the move again, races up the middle and over the goal line. Garfield down 21-0 before quarterback Colby Burton throws to Trayshawn Harrison. He beats two defenders and you can forget it. Harrison races in for a touchdown. The Wildcats stay relentless on offense. How about this run by Ray Pimentel? Look at the quick moves to weave through the defense and into the end zone. Top-ranked Archbishop Murphy goes on to win it 37-18. The Inglemore Vikings taking on Cascade. The Vikes hoping to start their season on a high note, but that's a tough assignment against the Bruins. Donnell Merriweather breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then starts eating up the real estate. Merriweather, with all kinds of room, he wins the race to the end zone. Next time down, the Bruins go to the air. Quarterback Brett Gillis finds Cayman Coleman in the end zone. He corrals it for 6. The Vikings defense stands up. They're ball hawking on this one. Watch this ball pop up in the air, and the Vikes recover. The Bruins counter with their own defense. Maxwell Nelson flying in. Mad Max racks up a sack. Interesting play here. Gatlin Griffith tries to score, but he fumbles the football. Seems like the ball is dead until Sean Sibley pounces on it for Cascade. That's a touchdown. Cascade wins it 30-7. Kamiak locked in a battle with Bishop Blanchette. The Braves march down the field. Joey Riley lays it in there for the birthday boy. Troy Allen catches one on his 18th birthday for a touchdown. Blanchette takes an early 6-0 lead. Second quarter, Ben Barton makes a nice cut and runs it in for 6. To the fourth, the Knights with a 1-point lead. Barton breaks a couple of tackles, and he's gone. The senior hits the turbo button and scores on a 50-yard touchdown run. Kamiak wins it 14-6.
Some more scores. We talked about Capital winning tonight. Mount Spokane over Peninsula. 24-21. Kent Lake, the Falcons, win over Auburn Mountain View in a great game there. Washington gets the shutout tonight. Lakewood over Clover Park, another shutout there as Lakewood wins at Olympia over Emerald Ridge. We're just rolling through the shutouts, it looks like right now. Ferndale, a win over Vancouver College. Everett, 3-point winner over Wilson. Some good games here right out of the gate. Mount Lake Terrace, and another great one. 1-point winner. North Mason, a winner over Shelton tonight. North Kitsap over Bainbridge. And Rainier Beach, the Vikings get it done over Madison, 34-6. Woodinville, we talked about it, showed you the highlights. Falcons off to a good one. Mount Baker over tonight. All right, we're coming down to the end of it now. We kind of go through as many scores as we can, as many highlights as we can, but here are the best of the best tonight when you're talking about the plays of the week. Number 5, we'll get it started with a bang. Archbishop Murphy's Kyler Gordon brings the dynamite right here. Oh, man. Garfield Jovan Meconico's helmet flies off. Give him credit for hanging on. It's a clean hit. Would make Seahawks coach Pete Carroll proud. Shoulder to shoulder, great form. Gordon puts the head to the side and gets it done. All right, let's move on to play number 4. Comes from the Puyallup and Curtis game. Vikings receiver Darius Morrison hits the spin cycle, makes a quick dash to the corner of the end zone. Nice burst, only made better by making the defender miss. 6 points for Morrison, and he earns the number 4 play of the week. Picked up a nice block there. Number 3 comes from Glacier Peak. Shades of Joe Montana to Dwight Clark, a.k.a. the catch, David Castro. How does he see that football coming out of the sunshine? That is a great grab by Castro. Sunset makes it even better. It's just gorgeous. Castro's touchdown is worth 6. Number 3 play of the week on the blitz. Nice grab, son. Number 2, great defensive play by Bonney Lake's Braden Tressler. Makes the read, picks off the pass, few moves. See you later. Can't stop him. You can't see it, but just watch the Panthers coaches. They know. It's worth another look. Here we go. Tressler just waiting for it. He goes 53 yards and the score in the big game of the week. So good for the Panthers, but it's Sumner who gets the win tonight in the big game. Our number 1 play comes from Mount Tahoma. The Port Angeles Rough Riders punt it. T-Birds Josiah Penn catches, reverses field, and then cuts it upfield. We just saw this minutes ago, but we had to show you again. Thanks to the kids from Stewart Middle School for getting that all on camera for us. Even gave us a replay from a different angle. We can't even do that. The middle school is taking us out. Even the professionals can't get 2 cameras there. Great job by Stewart Middle School. Even better job by Josiah Penn. That is the top play of the week. Well done. Very cool. All right, that's going to do it for us. Week number 1 here on the High School Sports Blitz. We're going to be back. It's going to be bigger, better. We'll get the technical problems worked out, I'm sure, but it's been a lot of fun just getting after it. Thanks to Chris Egan out there. Long day for Chris at the big game. Meantime, we know many of you create videos in your classes. You got a lot of creativity, and we'd like to see them. So share them with us, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want to do. We'll play them throughout the season. Just send them our way whenever you get a chance, and we'll get on. We can make this show an hour and a half. It doesn't matter. So if you give us a lot of videos, we'll just keep going. Right, Joel? We'll just keep going. And thanks to Dairy Gold for jumping on this year. Thank you, Dairy Gold. You're making this all possible for all the kids out here in the region. So to end this one, it's Friday Night Lights seen through the King 5 Instagram stories. We'll see you next week.